So just please keep quiet a little bit to let the sponsor finish. So the next sponsor is coming from Thermo Scientific.
Let me first thank the organizers for allowing us to speak here on this very nice event. For this very nice event, which is also educational. I learned two things here. That it's an international event, and it's not only India, I think that should be added, I think it's also Dutch. I myself am Dutch, and I heard I think another Dutch colleague in the room as well, so it is a true international event. The thing is that it is about making friends. And if I can share the table with 7 people from Shimano and have a very nice evening, I think that making friends is something that is working out. Like everybody else, I'm going to keep this very, very short. I didn't put any pictures of our sites in here because Thermo is such a big company. I'll probably take the entire evening to show these pictures of these things. Instead of that, I'm going to focus on a very select group of our products, and as I promise you, I go quickly through this. I can talk very so you can enjoy your dinner. One of the things that we as a company for HPLC are focusing on a lot is biopharmaceutical analysis. And what you see here is 5 major analyses that we serve, and with the products that we have, so not only the HPLC system, but also the columns, we can provide solutions with all the advantages needed to get answers for all these analyses. If you then look at our HPLC product line, we have entry-level systems on the left. We have a very good nano LC portfolio with 2 great systems there, and then we have a UHPLC portfolio consisting of 2 platforms meeting the needs of every level of complexity that people might have samples from. Then we have several new bio-LC columns. This is our entire column portfolio. These are the new columns to pit columns. I would welcome you to come by our booth and learn more about these. There's one MAPAC reverse phase designed for intact monoclonal antibody analysis. It's a reverse phase column. We have a DNA pack reverse phase column to separate oligonucleotides, and then we have an acclaimed AMG for aminoglycoside antibiotics. As I said, this is just a selection because I want to keep it short. And truly in that spirit, these are all the results of what we can do with our products on one single slide. I'm not going to go through these ones, but if you have any questions, just let us know. As said, it's about making friends. I feel being received as a friend here, so let me return the favor if you have any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We still have a few sponsors to go through. The next one is come from Cybex.
No, I don't have slides. Good evening, everyone. I'm Xing Huang from Chebex Technologies. I'm here to hire people. So for the past 2 days, I have talked to roughly 20 people already. So since the time is very limited, I couldn't talk to more people. So if you guys are looking for jobs, and currently we have roughly 10 technical related job openings. So I would like you guys see me after the meeting. We sponsor H1 and permanent residents. Thank you very much. Good evening.
So I noticed once Dr. Huang says they have a job opening, the room is immediately quiet. So the next sponsor is come from Phenomenax. Okay.
So thank you for the opportunity here to join everyone here. My name is Lawrence Liu, and I'm an R&D scientist based in Torrance, California. I was actually asked by my colleague if I would like to come here to join the dinner and support the GAGA organization. And I didn't know that we have to prepare any presentation, so I didn't come with it. I thought it's just come here for a free dinner, but it worked out. So Phenomenax is a worldwide supplier for chromatographic supplies. we dedicate top quality products to the Separation Society for scientists like you. We have a range of consumables as well as columns for GC and LC applications, and also SDE applications. So other than those supplies, those hardware to you, we also have a Phenologics division where we supply a kind of a consultant service for you to develop methods for you. So if you have any challenging applications that you would like to help with, welcome to contact us and we will be able to provide such service for you. So enjoy your dinner and thank you very much.
Well, we have the sponsor come from Gentech. So is nobody come from Gentech? All right, let's give a last thank you to all our sponsors this year. So the next, we will pass the speaker to Dr. Xiang, and he will introduce our award program.
Thanks for everyone's patience, and one of the most exciting sessions of our program is coming. So this session I'm going to introduce our award program we set up in 2015. Well, who is setting up So basically, the CACA set up 2 awards in 2015. One is called CACA Young Investigator Award. Another one is CACA Student Award, Best Student Award. So these 2 awards basically we have seen purpose to recognize the outstanding contributions to the development of separation science and its applications, especially in the field of chromatography. This award will be given at the Pecan every year, and it's expected awardee will give a presentation in our symposium, which will happen next year. And also, the winner of the award will be announced in Pecan technical program, LCGC journal, and the instrument.com.china, and also CACA website. So each year, CACA will give 1 Young Investigator Award and 2 Best Student Award. So anyone here and also everyone is encouraged to apply. If your friend and anyone you know who is interested, and I expect all of you guys will apply. So details of the CACA Award and also its free membership is listed in our website. It's caca.org. So for the next year, we will have 1 Young Investigator Award. The requirement is the applicant must be within 10 years of receiving his highest degree at the time of the award session. And the application package is very simple. The most important part that we expect you get about 3 supporting letters. And the nomination deadline is May 20, 2016. And the second type of award is the Best Student Award. The next year we are going to give 2 Best Student Awards. And the application package, we just need your CV, cover letter, definitely a supporting letter from your supervisor. And again, the nomination deadline is May 20, 2016. For this year, 2016, the winner of CACA Young Investigator Award is Dr. Xiaoli Wang from Iceland. Congratulations. Dr. Wang graduated from Dr. Peter Parr's lab, and currently he is working in Iceland. On behalf of Kaka, we have congratulations. And also, we have $1,000 cash.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I feel special because you created the award in time, because this year is my 10th year after graduation. So, thank you. So, I'm going to prepare some slides I'd like to share. I do obviously have many people to thank for. It takes a village really to create the products, and many people are really important for my career. I'd like to spend the next 10 minutes or so and thank them. Also, like to share with you some stories of my career. So again, okay. Thank you. Can you hear me okay now? Yeah. So yeah, obviously, thank you, Kaka, for this award, and especially the award committee. Really honored to be the first recipient of this award. If you look at around here, we have so many Chinese Americans practicing chromatography. I know many of you are doing outstanding research, and I really feel lucky to be selected this year. So, I think in particular, I think Chinese Americans are a very strong community in the U.S. Many of us come here to study chromatography, practice it in industry or academic, and I think we really contribute to the overall field of chromatography. Like I mentioned, I do have many people to thank for. The first group of people I'd like to thank is the people who nominated me. Actually, I want to tell you a story. At Agilent, about 2 years ago, one of our executives started to ask the question, how come Agilent doesn't get many awards for the product we introduced? So one of my marketing colleagues did a study, and then he came back and he said, actually there is a trick. That is, you have to submit for the award first. So obviously, thank you very much for the nomination. I listed 3 people here. Ron Majors. Ron Majors, he's not here tonight. Many of you know him. He's been writing articles for LCGC for many years. He's currently in Colombia, South America. He's an active bird watcher, and he's making sure he's wearing long sleeves and mosquito repellent, making sure he doesn't get the Zika virus. And I also got to know Ron from my work at Agilent. I've become a good friend. He's a good mentor, so I want to thank him. And also want to thank my PhD advisor, Professor Peter Carr. He's here tonight. Thank you for teaching me chromatography, but most importantly, teaching me many other things in chromatography. For example, how to communicate, how to really approach scientific problems. So for that's probably more important than chromatography itself. So really thank you. I know also he actually is teaching at the University of Minnesota. He has a course tomorrow. He changed his schedule so that he can be here tonight. So really, thank you very much, Pete. I also want to thank Bill Barber, who hired me into Agilent Technologies. He's here tonight. And I have to say, I know Bill, actually I won't show a slide later, but I know Bill when I was in graduate school. And long connection. I think we have a great ride together at Agilent. So thank you for support over the years. There's one more person I want to briefly mention. Not many of you know, but I actually have 2 advisors in graduate school. And another professor, his name is Ken Mann. He's actually a professor in inorganic chemistry. You may be surprised, but the reason I believe, Pete, you actually led me to your program is because we have collaboration with Ken. And the idea was to develop a novel chiral stationary phases by immobilizing chiral transition metal complexes onto the solid surface. That was really a challenging project, I have to say. I spent 2.5 years on it. But I have to say I learned so much about synthetic chemistry in that project, and because my job right now at Agilent is to develop HPLC columns, I have to say that experience really is very valuable for me. So thank you for that, and thank you, Ken, he's not here tonight. So I'd like to also spend maybe the next few minutes here with you my story I think is one thing, it's pretty common throughout my career, that is my connection with superficially forced particles. I think you've heard about that technology in this conference in the last several years. But really, the first time I got into this field is in graduate school. I have a connection with Bill, and I was doing a thesis focusing on optimization for peak capacity for one-dimensional separation of peptides. Bill, you mentioned that there was a unique material that Agilent offered at the time. That was the Porexel 300, which is the superficially forced particles. And compared to the traditional totally forced particles, it does have shorter diffusion distance, and therefore can improve the separation performance. So we're lucky to have that collaboration. We did show that this material indeed is better for peptide analysis, and we actually even got to a record high peak capacity at the time. So that was where I started to work on the superficially forced particle technology. Then after graduation, like many of you, I decided to join the pharmaceutical industry, and I joined AstraZeneca in Delaware. At the time, it was also a very exciting time for the superficially forced particle. In 2006, the new generation of superficially forced particle was introduced. That was a 2.7 micron particle with half micron of a shell, and these are really meant to be providing similar performance to the, at the time, also very popular, that is the sub 2 micron totally forced particles, but at the cost of higher back pressure. I'm very lucky to also have a chance to work with a lady, the first I showed here. Her name is Jennifer Don. She was a graduate student with P at the time, and I'm still amazed, P, that you let her come to AstraZeneca and do that summer internship with me. But she was a wonderful intern, and I also were working with two individuals I'm showing here. Partha Mukherjee, he was the US lead of separation science at Astra, and Patrick Peterson, he was the European lead of separation science. And four of us really did a nice study to compare those two type of technologies, and we really showed that there's a bright future for the superficially forced particles. So again, that was really good experience, but really it's the two people who do the work really make that contribution to the field. So I guess fast forward, 2010, I come to Agilent, and I like to tell a story about it because I think it's a story that I feel very strong about as a life experience. So at PICON 2010, it was in Orlando, and I was having breakfast with Pete. Before I departed to come to PICON, I knew AstraZeneca there was going to be a major meeting announcing some organizational changes. There were two invitations. One group got invited to attend the meeting in the cafeteria. Another group was invited to a meeting in the tent outside the building, and it was March in Delaware, right? And so we were joking. Actually, I was in the group that got invited into the cafeteria. So I remember we were joking against the people who got invited to the tent and said, "You guys need to be screwed." But anyhow, obviously, I was at PICON having breakfast with Pete, and I told my friend, "Please keep me posted." So I started to get text messages from my friend while I was having breakfast with Pete. So a message came in, and then my friend said, "Well, Charlie, looks like everything is going to be fine." So I was happy. I continued a conversation with Pete, and obviously we talked about chromatography. 5 minutes later, I got another text message saying, "Wait, maybe I'm speaking too early." 2 minutes later, I got another text message saying, "Sorry, Charlie, that they are closing down the Wilmington R&D site." And so you can imagine sort of my emotion at the time, right? I looked at Pete and said, "Look, I'm losing my job." I remember still, Pete, what you told me is, talk to Bill. So I did. So I left the breakfast, sort of wondering around what's going to happen. And I saw Bill, and I told Bill what's going to happen, right? And the first thing Bill said is, "Well, hiring opportunity." That's how I ended up with Agilent. So thank you, Bill. And everything I like to share with the audience here really is, you really don't know what's going to happen in life. Build your network is sort of an asset. And And then that's really getting to many unexpected places. So next, now I'm in Agilent. I really say I have a lot of fun in Agilent. I was able to work with a group of really brilliant people and developing really novel HPLC columns. And one of the person who's here tonight, Wu, where are you? Oh, here, Wu. Wu is one of the, I think, the brightest synthetic chemists I ever known. And at the time I got to Agilent, he just developed the original 2.7 micron Porsche 120 material. And over the course of the next 5 years, we were able to work together and develop a number of products to really expand the Porsche family. And I'm not going to go through the details, but products such as the Porsche HPH for high pH applications, larger particle size Porsche, and also most recently the Porsche 450, which has a really large pore size targeted for the intact monoclonal antibody analysis. That's a really hot field these days. So thank you very much, Wu, and I'm very lucky to have a chance to work with you on those products. And another person really I truly enjoy working with is Touching Wei. He's not here tonight. But if any of you went to Bill Barber's talk this afternoon, we did talk about a very exciting technology that we are actually playing with, and that is to make a truly next generation superficially porous particles. And because of time, I won't go into details. Actually, we were very happy to say that we had a paper just appeared in the Journal of Chromatography. True, in my view, revolution, because the pore size, you can see the